Hey guys, if you like to party and the stock block is what you're trying to go fast on, we have a new brand for you here, Stock Block the World. Go to the link in the video and support us. It should eventually lead to t-shirts, hoodies, and other apparel. What is up guys? So another Tuesday night here at the shop, and it's coming back apart. Nothing too crazy though. Like I said at the end of the last video, it never stops. You know, I went through my head about wanting to change the gear, and I just think it'll be too much for the converter. So I got with Nick at Brian Tooley Racing, like always, and made a pretty drastic cam change. And we're going to see if we can shift some power upwards and try to make use of these this higher RPM this car's turning through the traps. You know, we're turning like 8,800 through the traps. So we're going to see if we can just make better use of all that, get some more top end out of it. So I got a cam that'll be here. We're supposed to be here today, but like everything else, it's running behind. But it should be here tomorrow. So I'll get it about a weekend. Also got new springs. We've been running the BTR 685 springs for several seasons now, and obviously last year we didn't get a ton of hits on them, but ran the heck out of them before. They've never skipped a beat, but you know, we just went ahead and got some fresh ones just to play it safe and take care of that. So we're going to do that for now, and possibly another big change. It's just a matter of it whenever you know, all that comes to fruition. But for now, let's get this cam out. As you guys saw, we got everything but the cam out. These lifters are kind of a pain, so I'm just waiting until I have the actual cam that goes back in it before I put the rods in there and pull it back out. So I guess now I'm probably going to go ahead and start changing the springs just to get that out of the way while I got a little bit of time. But that's what I'm going to do now. So what we're doing here, John has this tool for measuring installed spring height. Nick from BTR told us 1.710. We got a little over 1.50 now, so we're going to put 45,000 shim in there, which will get the spring rate up, which will help with valve flow. I was just talking to my buddy Carl Pritz, KP Tuning, and he asked, he's like, was it hard to get the keepers off? And I was like, yeah. He's like, yes, it's a sign of valve flow. So more spring pressure should help keep the valve train a bit more stable. So and also I'll have a box of stuff we pull off, but you can see the locators are pretty beat up too, which is not surprising with what we're doing. So we got the new springs in. I will get you a video when I don't have the covers on there. They're just kind of loosely threaded on. I ended up changing the valve locks and the locator plates as well. they were they showed some definite signs of wear, you know, from the springs chattering around. Let me find one here. Sorry, I look at my stupid face as I try to find this locator. There we go. Anyways, you see how the signs right there, you can see with the inner and outer spring where you're jumping around. If you look close enough, you can kind of see some edges around where the inner spring sits, but these are typically all black. And we measured them. They didn't seem any thinner, but you know, I had some here, so playing it safe. So replace the springs, shim them 40 thousandths tighter, replace the valve locks, replace the locators, and replace the retainers themselves. So should have, you know, pretty solid valve train. You know, we were shimming them before based off of what we did back in the day when we first, you know, we were like trying to run 490s. So we never noticed any kind of breakup issue up top, but obviously, even though we weren't feeling anything, the valve train wasn't super happy. You know, that with this camshaft, maybe they'll work together and give us the back half we need to run what we want to run. But it took a bit for that first one. I had to kind of figure a routine out because, especially cylinder 1, the locks are really wedged in there, which, as I mentioned, my buddy Carl says, a clear sign of valve float. So hopefully the valve train's gonna be happier now. Of course, you know, we'll check push rods and all that stuff again too with the new camshaft. Should be the same, but you know, easier to check now than later. But that's all I got. So hopefully the cam will be here tomorrow, and maybe I'll work on getting in tomorrow evening. And as you probably noticed in the video too, during the time lapse, I think we spent the most time getting that oil pump bolt out, so that always sucks. You know, if it wasn't for that, I could probably stay late up tomorrow to get it back together, but I'll probably run out of patience in the process of finding that. And really, I need to degree the cam anyways. But that's all I got, so let me head out here for the night. What is up, guys? So as you saw last night, I got the springs changed. Today, FedEx followed through with their tracking number and got us the camshaft. I am not going to get it fully installed tonight. I'm probably just going to swap the actual cam itself, and then this week, I don't know, I'm so busy, it'll probably end up being this weekend before I really get agreed in and back together. But worst problems I have. One thing, you guys who don't have any, this little ICT build tool is cool. It just makes it a little bit easier. Yeah, it's like 20 bucks or something like that, and gives you a little leverage when you're twisting the cam out. So also, if you've got like a 6-liter, it's got some miles on it, and the cam bearing is probably stuck to the cam anyways. It'll give you a little more leverage when you're trying to rip it out of the block. Good morning, guys. Technically it's lunchtime, but I've been here for a while, so don't worry, I'm not being lazy. Got the cam degreed in. As you see, the oil pump's taken apart right now. I'm going to try to get that pesky bolt in on the bottom side without pulling the pan off. So wish me luck there. The cam degreed in like the other one, so you know I was good there. Didn't have to reclock the lower piece since it's I believe it's retarded 2 degrees on this one. So the fact that both cams came in like that tells me, you know, after talking to my buddy Carl, that probably just this gear set. But that's why, you know, we always check them when we do builds, because pretty much every other custom cam we've had has been dot to dot. But anyways, let me get this, start fighting this thing, trying to get together, and hopefully I won't have too many hours tied up in just getting this stupid oil pump pickup tube bolt in. She's back together, guys. Let's do the first startup and see how it sounds. So as you saw, guys, we got the cam in. It definitely required me to get heavy on the timing on the trans brake, which gives you an idea how big of a swing we made. Like I said before, lift is about the same, honestly the same. It's just a lot more duration, so we can shift the power up a bit. But I went really aggressive on the timing to get on the brake, and as you heard in the last one there, it worked well. So I'm gonna let it cool down. I'll probably check it again Monday evening just to make sure my Tuesday night isn't going to consist of swapping the cam back, because you can't have it spoiling like that. Otherwise, it sounds good, and that's half the battle right there. Let's just kind of go over what we did again. We switched the old cam out. Really, the reason was just trying to get a little more back half out of it. In theory, the cylinder heads really shouldn't support what we're doing anyways, but we're just trying to take advantage of the RPM to turn through the traps. We turn 8,800 through the traps, and I'm just afraid to pull gear out and load the converter and make it slip too bad. So that's why we ended up going with the camshaft. And also, we put new springs in. The ones we had were 3 years old and no issues, but they've been ran pretty hard. So we did new springs, and we shimmed them 40 thousandths tighter, which once we got off and I showed you guys the locators, you could definitely tell there probably been a little bit of valve float going on by how hard some of the retainers or keepers were in some of the retainers. So the extra seat pressure should help keep that stuff under control. But the cam itself was pretty hefty for a hydraulic engine, and we're curious to see how it works. I think it'll do well. It might take some figuring out on the leave to get it to where it needs to be, but we'll make it happen. And if it does suck, I usually keep the old stuff, and I mean almost always until Sammy gets it, and I'll revert back to it. Appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.